Happy Monday morning. Come and sit with me. Chill out. Maybe get your, did you go to the gym this morning? If you did, if you walked, if you moved your body. Hey, the energy of this week, I'm just telling you now, is very much of somatic release. Trust your body, be in your body. There are beautiful resources all over about releasing energy from the body in so many different ways, and letting your body move, and letting trauma, letting old energetic cords, like, move the body. So hey, if you moved your body, I think that's really awesome. I have like my little post workout electrolyte vibes going on over here. But if you have tea, if you give you a little heart bomb, if you have tea, if you have coffee, whatever you got going on, or maybe this is meeting you in a different time later this evening, whatever the case may be, happy Monday to you. How are you doing? Child, let me get this. Let's shuffle the deck. Listen, Monday morning, this is okay. Six of Wands straight out. That's a victory card, you know what I mean? So whatever you're feeling this morning, Spirit, your ancestors and guides are here to tell you that you're victorious, and what you claim, you attract. Okay, I will take it. Listen, Mercury's going to go direct this week, okay? Venus has already went direct. We, at one point, y'all, we ticked it all the way up to having like 7 planets in retrograde, but I try to tell y'all, a lot of these movements are very natural within the season of the year, and it's okay. We're going to be down to, I was just writing on the website, and we're going to be down to about 5 planets in retrograde. And we have normal outer planet bodies that are in retrograde. I'm counting Saturn, but slowing down is super important right now. Do you know what I feel that the Six of Wands card makes me think of? Okay, I don't even know why this is coming to mind. Okay. Because we're in the harvest season on the wheel of the year, yes? So right now on the wheel of the year, if you are in a practice of mindfulness that observes the seasons with Gaia's energy and her original organic template, right? If you're out there doing your beautiful grid work and you understand, and the wheel of the year right now is much more like Thanksgiving, right? Stepping out of the Gregorian calendar, okay? Because they want us to be all kinds of out of sync, but that's okay. I'm not mad at eating turkey, but listen, energetically on the wheel of the year, and also in alignment with the zodiac wheel, as we flow with the energies and not let them work against us, is to our betterment. But I digress. What this card makes me think of, we're kind of in the second leg of the harvest. We're in September. We're harvesting a lot more, right? You'll be thinking in August. We've talked about this, but in August, it was very much like, celebration of the sun, the deities, the archetypes of the sun gods, etc. We are working with things like Ceres and these you think golden, wheat, and giving thanks for the grains and early harvest things. Yeah, so we're going to be coming into September, you guys. I know you already saw a pumpkin. I know you saw a pumpkin in store, because I did, and I am not mad at it. I really try not to really get mad at anything if I can help it in growing in wisdom. But so I see pumpkins and I'm like, yeah, let's get it, pumpkins. But I'm in the Southeast, so we're already seeing pumpkins. In my own creation schedule, I'm super excited. I'm already making like plans for doing all the pumpkins and all the seasonal things, okay? But we are in harvest season. And I will continue to encourage you, as I did last week. The astrology is really not, it's really calm this week, but harvest season always reminds me, and it is very interesting to reflect on the 8-8 portal and think about that symbol, right? Turn the eights on their sides. Okay, I never say it correctly. Please, I'm so sorry. I love to be articulate, but lemniscate, the infinity symbol. You may call it whatever you call it. Lord, child, don't have me trying to say or aurora. Oh, y'all, I can't say it, and it's so frustrating because I'm an air sign. You know how we feel. We will correct our grammar. Sit down. I'm an Aquarius. Look, so I'm like, why can't I say this word? But you get it. The portals of energy in August, they bring us back around, and in harvest season, it's just so interesting when you think about closing the loops of the tide ends or releasing them completely. But it is very dual in harvest season because in order to give thanks, right? Success, victory. Y'all, listen, let's pretend. I don't know why. Look, I used to take baton when I was way younger, and it made me think of if you had a victorious show and you wanted to take a bow, you wanted to accept your accolades, you wanted to be seen for your accomplishment. If you're so busy back there still twirling the baton, she had to sit it down to raise her hands. It is this message, Spirit and my guides were like, if your hands are super full because you're still trying to do everything under the sun. Number one, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, with a lot of planets in retrograde, honey, bless your heart, as we would say, that's not going to go well for you. And the universe and your ancestors and guides and their infinite wisdom and love for you, they gonna go ahead and bump some of that stuff out your hands, and then you gonna go blaming the retrograde. Be like, it's the retrograde energy. No, honey, you know what I mean? Love and light is because you need to sit some things down. How are we going to receive our accolades? How are we going to pull in our harvest? We've been working really hard to reap what we sow. We got to put the baton down. When I heard that in my head, put the baton down, it just made me think of, let me scooch y'all in. Somebody out there talking about, why don't she just use her Zoom button? Because, you know what? Because don't worry about it. Let me do what I'm going to do. I like that. That looks nice. Yes, let's celebrate Six of Wands. We have been victorious, victorious in creative endeavors, victorious on a healing journey, victorious on bringing in the harvest. Okay, but listen, once again, how are we going to receive with our hands full? You know what I mean? Somebody wants to give you a gift. You're walking in, you got a bunch of groceries, and you're like, oh, shoot. Yeah, I got my hands full. They can't put the gift in your hands, right? If your house, hello, Virgo season, we are still in Virgo season. And so look, we do, Mercury is going to be in, today's the 11th. Mercury goes direct, I want to say on the 15th. But still, Mercury's in the Virgo energy. And it's that energy of being like, girl, so-and-so was moving cross country, and I had told her that she could bless you with that furniture set. Girl, she was just going to give it away. And I said, I know who she could give it to. And then your Virgo friend energy is going to be like, you ain't got nowhere to put it. It's cluttered in here. Let's get rid of girl. You don't even use this anymore. Like you get the energy that's saying this is the energy. Is very much she had to put her baton down to receive her accolades, to be seen. It's a huge energy, and I could give you some anecdotes of multiple different stories between friends, between one of my teachers, even something that happened. For example, y'all, this was just yesterday too. Okay, I'm like, it is a blessing. I mean, let me not underestimate the gratitude, right? It is such a blessing to be able to create, to be able to sustain and get to do what I do, okay, is absolutely a blessing. But sometimes even I have to, okay, astrologers, divination worker, tarot people, when the message is somebody else's message, you said, shit, this is my message too. Listen, even I have to slow down. Y'all, because I was doing so many different things yesterday, and I was cooking something in a pot, and I was moving so quickly that I was transferring like a pot or moving whatever I was doing, getting ready to maybe, I think, drain something that I was cooking. Anyway, a pot holder, unbeknownst to me, because I'm moving way too fast and I'm doing way too many things at once. Happily, right? Excited to, ooh, this is going to be good. And ooh, I got this going to, blah, 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 right? As we do, you know. Well-meaning, a lot of times well-meaning, but sometimes a spirit is saying out of wounds that we're not going to be worthy if we don't do enough. But ooh, that's another lesson. Okay. Anyway, a pot holder had gotten stuck to the bottom of a pot, and I just didn't see it. It was like moisture or something, whatever reason, it's hanging on the bottom of the pot. But in my, like, out of my peripheral, I didn't notice. Sat it down on a very hot burner. Whoosh! I had this huge. Y'all, I shit you not, it was like a mini fire in the kitchen. And I'm trying to calm down, right? And, you know, thinking of all my like safety to, okay, don't fan a flame. You smother a flame. You I'm low key. Y'all, was not low key. I'm trying to be cool. I was freaking out. So everything was safe. It was all good. Handled it, but it scared the shit out of me. Okay. And then I had this moment where I remember one of my friends who we do these creative events together. I love her. But she was reminding everyone again this weekend, hey, you know, so-and-so told me this story. And somebody else was like, oh my gosh, this almost happened to me. And we were sharing stories, but it was the energy of everybody needs to just kind of slow down. Okay. And I thought about my friend and I was like, whoo, I need to slow down. Right? Life is quality, is not quantity. Is quality, is not quantity. Spirit or ancestors saying it again. Some ancestor back here yelling in the back of my intuition, talking about nobody know anything about quality no more. Right? Okay? Because everyone's in a hurry. The fuck is time anyway? You know, this silly, backwards, tricky little matrix have us believing, you know, we got to be all wound up in this, oh, I got to hurry. You don't. You don't. And I guarantee you, sometimes if you stop, you put down your baton, you put down all the things that are filling up your hands, you might shock yourself in awe and wonder and magic. And you might just say, you may receive something, right? An epiphany, a synchronistic moment confirmed to you from your higher self and team and spirit. Your guides, your ancestors want to give you a synchronistic moment, a download, an experience that is like a bountiful harvest that is giving very much Six of Wands energy. Or maybe, ooh, you know what comes to mind is sometimes we're upset and you're like, I'm not feeling seen. I've been working so hard for X, Y, and Z, and I'm not getting the accolade or the reward that I thought was coming when I stepped out. Why am I not? Girl, because you're on the backstage carrying 4 baskets trying to do 15, umpteen, 11 things, as we would say down here in the South. You trying to do umpteen, 11 things to prove your worth. Meanwhile, spirit, your ancestors and guides want to catapult you up onto a whole different vibrational frequency, stage, reset. Look, what's shining on her? A whole bunch of light. But it's that energy of like, okay, where is she at? She's supposed to be front and center. Why is she backstage carrying 4 baskets? I don't understand. She knows she's not the stage hand anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's the energy the Six of Wands is giving. Look, but the Light Seers Tarot, you know, she's very chatty. Still very much enjoying this precious little pocket edition, but she just popped the card out on us and I had to speak on it because it just made me think of so many things that I was already feeling in my spirit. But so it's this week, okay? It's a very interesting week for the asteroid bodies, like the goddess asteroid bodies, you know, the Ceres, the Vesta, the Juno, well, one of those is more like a warrior goddess. But anyways, interesting movement from the asteroids. Excuse me. what do we have? Let's do a retrograde rundown. Okay, we've got Saturn in retrograde. We've got, no, let's do it like this. All right, let's go straight down. Mercury will move out of retrograde in a few days. Okay, but technically is still in retrograde. Jupiter is in retrograde. Saturn is in retrograde. All the outer body planets are in retrograde. Chiron, also an asteroid body, has been in retrograde for some time, will still be in retrograde. So you could really count Chiron, our wounded healer energy, because it really does play an important role. And these cards are wanting to come out too. Three of Wands and the Fool. Yeah, big. It's big harvest energy, and we'll talk about it in a second. But so we have 5 planets in retrograde. Well, and I'm counting because Mercury will be out of retrograde in a couple days. So and we are in harvest season on the wheel of the year. And the second leg of harvest season is very much like you're seeing, getting toward the end of September, moving over into October. Of course, it depends on the climate you live in, but lots more harvest coming in, right? But Virgo energy before we transition into Libra season, of course, is going to continue to encourage us to declutter, to clean house, to become organized, to be efficient, but to also embody, bring down, and let the retrograde energy, as we embrace, slow down, integrate everything that we are harvesting on a mind, body, and spirit level. Bring it in. And in the collective, I will say, in my close friends and in the collective and with teachers, people I follow, people I interact with in my own collective is very much like, holy shit, I am like purging, and you will be, and you will continue to do so, because that is the nature of coming to the end of the wheel of the year. That is the nature of bringing harvest into the storehouse. That is the nature of, again, we were talking about last week, Virgo season is the Hermit card. Virgo season is very much Leo season. Lit that bitch up. I'm sorry. I say that as a term of endearment. If you're offended, you probably ain't my people anyway. But it lit your heart space up. It really brought down. What did we have in the spring equinox? We had huge Aries on Aries on Aries, and that, in the solar eclipse portal, and we had the rare habit. Okay, we had all that energy. And then we've also had the influx of the Taurus, Jupiter and Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, challenging us on what is it you believe? What is it you want to experience in a tangible form right in front of you? How is that changing? How is what you value changing in your heart and your mind in unexpected ways? And you thought, well, I guess I always thought wealth was this, or I guess I always thought that this was important, or money or time or whatever. This is how I always thought I would spend my time. And this is what I always thought in front of me would be attractive in a tangible, valuable way. Okay. All of that is, we're expanding in our wisdom of understanding what we value. And then what we can also do to tangibly bring it down into the experience of this incarnation, and align ourselves with these new set of values. So all of this stuff has been going down, and we have, the summertime, and so full of light embodiment activations. And then we go into Leo season, we rebirth that heart chakra space. And that is what shines through the Hermit's lamp in the season of September, while we are going out to seek out and reap what we've sown. But again, y'all, anybody ever farm or anybody ever do any kind of look, like, you cannot bring in a harvest in a messy storehouse, and you got to be organized and efficient too, because I'd be damned if you're going to bring in that big ass harvest and then you're going to go in the winter and you're going to have things wasting, things rotting, things that you can't afford that. Because winter should be a time that you're calming down, you're tucking in, you're settling, you're coming to rest, you're getting down to the bare bones. You're appreciating what your harvest, mind, body, and spirit, has brought for you, so that you can make space. When it's time for the light to return, you'll be birthing all kinds of new visions. I mean, people are like, wow, I feel like I'm purging so much, but it's like harvest season. Yeah, absolutely, of course. That is the other duality of the harvest season. But I love that we have the Three of Wands, as a very visionary card. It's like I'm looking out and I know that I've worked so hard and I want my effort and all the work that I've done to meet up with the best opportunities that I can call into my reality. And the universe with the Fool card is like, I got you. I got you. But let's do a trust fall. Let's put the baton down. Let's go stand up and receive our harvest. Let's give ourselves space to celebrate our victory. It's not a question at all. Spirit is saying is if you're going to have a new adventure, of course you will. I mean, what kind of adventure you call into your vibration is dependent upon you, of course. But of course you'll have a new adventure. Of course there'll be new visions to birth. And it's you with you. You are the universe walking in form. And so if you want a new adventure, if you want a brand new experience at the reset of the wheel of the year after you take your period of rest, if you want to call in new vision work and you've done the work, there'll be opportunities there. Don't worry about that. This is so funny that we're talking about this because it makes me think of a teacher. And she was talking about work, 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 work. She was singing the song and she was like, we get wrapped up in this whole thought of, I got to keep working more. I got to keep working harder. And listen, hear me out, as a very creative person by nature. And if you are of a certain, energetic lineage, you're naturally, sometimes you're like, I'm manifesting, but deep down you're actually creator. And that's another teaching for another time. But what I'm saying is, I know as a creative person, sometimes it's like, well, I have all these ideas and I'm just excited. And when I'm moving in my joy of my spirit, I want to create. And that's beautiful. And you know what? Maybe you could, and I say this to you because I'm saying it to myself, maybe you could just create some things that don't fucking have to be monetized right now. Maybe you could just go be creative for yourself and your own freedom of mind. Like if you paint or you draw or you sing or you craft, you do some things for yourself. I'll be the first one to tell you, when I need a season of rest, I have to remind myself, I have to make an oil for myself. Like I have to create a candle for my own personal work and put just as much into it as I do for when Spirit calls for me to create batches of things for the collective, And I'm so thankful for that. I have to give myself back the same energy. Right? And the teaching that she was speaking about was just this whole idea that, you constantly have to work some more and then work some more. Oh no, what would happen if I sat my baton down and went up into the spotlight? Now, I'm not saying you're trying to be narcissistic and you doing all this work just to be in a spotlight. But I'm saying a spotlight is not just I'm standing on a stage. Me being victorious means I stop long enough to celebrate the harvest. How are we going to, how does anything get celebrated if nobody slows down enough to enjoy it, to enjoy that moment, So I would definitely encourage you, of course, we do have the new moon. We have the new moon coming up. I want to say, this is the 14th, and then Mercury will go direct, I think, the day after the new moon. So there's a lot of, this is what many people will celebrate as like the harvest, the new moon of harvest. We're going into harvesting a lot of different things, new lunar cycles anyway. So we have the new moon coming up, which will be in a much later degree of Virgo, closer to Scorpio. So it could feel interesting, but we'll talk about the new moon when we get to that later this week. But look, slow down, right? Can we embrace slow down this week? We all need to do it. Okay, y'all don't set no pots on fire. Okay. You know what? Listen. Virgo season, and a lot of planets in retrograde. Okay, Saturn is in retrograde in Pisces. Neptune is in retrograde in Pisces. Jupiter and Uranus are both in retrograde in Taurus. So we need time to integrate new sets of whole systems of what we value and why. And Saturn is constantly going to help us check in on our emotional maturity, and decide what is it that I've really called into my frequency now that I can sustain. Well, I couldn't tell you because I've been moving so fast. I really need to take account of things and see, am I sustaining things well? I mean, I don't know. I need to take a break. Maybe celebrate myself a little bit. Maybe do reflecting on what is the hard work I've done and what is it that I'll be getting ready to call in next. Well, we got to celebrate this harvest first, right? So we need to slow down, and with those outer body planets in retrograde, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, that's your higher mind, your higher wisdom, your intricate relationships with higher levels of power. You with your higher team and your monad, your spirit guides and yourself, right? They want you to come out beyond the veil, and that requires you to what? Slow down. It requires you to slow down. Need more time to prioritize meditation. Need more time to just be in nature. And it was like, when do I have the time to do that? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. You have to prioritize that in your own day. Meditation, it can look different to many different people in many different ways. Although I do encourage everyone to practice, meditation with breath work, where you detach from the monkey mind. You learn how to go inward, right? Hermit season, light your lamp up from the inside out. I think that everyone should practice that, but there's lots of different forms of meditation too, walking quietly in nature. I get in a very highly meditative state when I run. So there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of energy too in the collective this week for a lot of kind of mental aha moments, like epiphany moments, like the Fool is interesting because the Fool can be very much like and especially the Fool in combination with the Three of Wands can be very much like a beginner's mind. And, we will have Mercury and Virgo going direct. And then we kind of have this interesting Jupiter retrograde in Taurus. The way Jupiter is moving around, Jupiter can expand things. And it can be a positive expansion. Oh my gosh, I just had this, wow. Mercury went direct and, Uranus and Jupiter working together, even in retrograde energy, it is like, whoa, I just saw something. And it really expanded a nugget of wisdom inside of my mind, inside of my spirit, maybe received a message from spirit. Once I was able to slow down enough and get quiet to sit with myself and sit with my guides and my higher team in spirit, right? But this can also be like, maybe there are some places that that spirit wants you to expound on that maybe didn't need expansion. Does that make sense? And of course, Virgo season with Jupiter in retrograde in Taurus and Venus is going direct now. There's energy in the collective too. This like, look at your habits on where do you spend time, spend energy, spend money, spend attention. And maybe you need to expand those resources in different areas to create different results, in your harvest season. That can definitely be something to focus on while you're slowing down too. So, see if the Light Seer Tarot wants to give us any more cards. Ooh, that's like 4 cards. All right, hold on. Or no, that's a lot. Okay, what do we got? Look at that. See, look, it's good energy. The World card. I love the sacred geometry here in the Fool, the sacred geometry in the World card, because this is what we're working on integrating to our light and energetic bodies, into our auric fields. as our emotional bodies continue to heal and cleanse old karmic timelines, old densities, old frequencies, old agreements, old contracts. All this is being cleared out of our energetic field. And the world is just confirming the message of celebrating all that you've achieved. The world is also confirming completion. But I'm going to need you to slow down enough so that you can see it, okay? How do we return to beginner's mind if we don't slow down to be still? Love to see the world come out for us. Such a beautiful card to see in harvest season. So you know what? I wish you all well. I'll be back to chat with you about the new moon. I hope you have a wonderful week. Hope you take good care of yourselves. And please, okay, for the umpteenth time, let's slow down this week. Let's slow down this week. We can still do the thing. Obviously, we have to show up and do the things that we are in agreement to do. And, within the collective that we're in right now and the incarnation, the reality, the daily routine, but we can be there with mindfulness. Let's slow down and really be present. I'm sure it's a gorgeous season wherever you are, and there's plenty to appreciate and have gratitude for. So I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I hope you take good care and have a wonderful rest of your week.